As in this video, we are going to build out a carousel ad on Facebook and really go mainly for e-commerce businesses, like really deep into the product display page. And I will be using these shorts as an example. But this is a product display page. So this is where when you go on an e-commerce site, you see a product and they have everything you need for that product on there. A lot of times you'll see different shots on there, different close-ups, different colors, everything about this product. And then you can click now to buy it. So that's what I'm going to be doing on this video, is showing you how to use Photoshop CC to create a carousel. And this carousel will feature about 7 different slides on it. And I want to show you this because I have used this for many of my ecom Facebook clients, and we'll see a lift in about 1 to 2 ROAS when we implement this type of creative. It does take a long time to put together, a lot longer than it would to just be putting a static image up. But I find that going deep on a product, especially one of your flagship products, so what I'd recommend is like focusing on your best sellers and going deep on those products is going to give you a better return on ad spend. Think about it. When you are on Facebook, the things that are going to catch your eyes are going to be the things that stand out, the things that go deep into a product, that show you the reviews, that show you the features, that show you the benefits, that show you it being worn with UGC content, that show you close-ups. My rule of thumb whenever I'm creating these is always to make it feel as if you are shopping inside of a store and getting a full experience. What would you want to do? Would you want to put your hand in the pockets of the shorts? Would you want to feel the material close up? Would you want to look, see it on a model and be able to tell, like, would I like these? And then just learn about, the different sizing and the colorways that you have, and just have that full experience. That's what we're trying to do with these carousel ads. So we'll go ahead and get started. Like I said, we're going to be using the momentum short as the ad itself. And this right here is Photoshop CC. Essentially, it's like regular Photoshop, except it's Creative Cloud, which is what CC stands for. So what I'm doing here is I created artboards, and these artboards are 1500 by 1500 pixels wide. What that means is when we put it onto mobile, at least they should be 1000 by 1000. I go 1500 by 1500 just to make sure that it's really crisp, and we do 72 DPI. So if you go up here to image, you should be able to see, where is it at? So I believe it is here, and then I'm not seeing it right now. But if you were to do, say, like a new document, just to give you context on how to create this, you would set this to 1500 and this to 1500, 72 DPI. Do not go above that. Because when you go to 300 and then you do 1500 by 1500, it will scale it when it's on a screen down to 72 DPI, meaning that it will scale this size down smaller. I say this because I see a lot of people try to go 300 DPI thinking it's going to be more crisp. But what that means is that's how many dots per inch there is. The screens, any digital screen can only take 72 DPI. So if you go above that, it's going to scale it back down. So just stick with 72 DPI and then go with the resolution we need. And then go ahead and set up artboards. So by clicking this, and I'll explain what that is in a sec. And then always do RGB and go ahead and click create. So you'll see one of these artboards. It will look like that. And then essentially what you can do, I'm not going to go all the way through this process of creating them all because I want to speed up the video. You would hold Alt, click on it, drag, and you would create another artboard just so you can visually see how the carousel is going to be laid out. And then each one of these artboards has layers in it. Essentially what we'll do is create something like this. And I've gone ahead and just set up a little template here to use anytime I create these. And then what's great about this is we will then go in, and I'll go into naming right now, and then we'll go into the designing. So we'll essentially go in, and I always like to name it with the first two letters of the brand. What it is it for feed or is it for stories? It's a carousel ad. And then this is just momentum. And then because they're momentum shorts, and then one. So that way I'm able to tell like what order they should be in once I upload them into into Facebook, which I won't be doing in this video, but this video is just focused on the design. So there we go. Now we have my dash feed. So my stands for miles, feed is for feed, carousel because it's going to be a carousel, and then we'll have momentum, and then one, and then .jpeg. The reason I do that is because we're going to use a feature called generate or export image assets. So if you're using Photoshop CC, this is really a game changer. I used to spend hours trying to export all my assets and then re-export when I made revisions. What this does is it automatically exports any assets that have .jpeg at the end of them. So what that looks like is just click this on. Normally it's not on, but I would click that on. So image assets is selected. And then when I go in here to April, this folder gets created where it says it always ends with dash assets. Inside of that folder, I have all of my different slides. You can see here. So say I make an update to number 1, like say I want to get rid of the stars. All I would do is get rid of the stars, save it. So I press Command S to save. You see it saving out here. And then when I come back, the stars are gone. So it's dynamically exporting your assets, making it really simple to create assets really quickly and then export them all really fast. But I want them on, so I'll go ahead and click save, and in a second it is there. Now, let me tell you, if you've never designed before or haven't used anything besides CC, it used to take at least 5 minutes to do this. If I had to do 7 assets, I would have to go like File, Export As, and then go to this screen and then make sure that I'm exporting. It would be individually too. It wouldn't be all at once. I would do, okay, this is all right. I want to change this to JPEG. Let me export, and then I would have to export the one, and then it would ask me to save what do I want the name to be as. So doing that for seven assets every time, especially to like just proof it with the client and then go ahead and finalize it, would take forever. This is a game changer. So let's go ahead and hop into the design phase now. All right, so the first slide is always the most important because you're going to really want to catch people's eye. So for this one, I want to show the most popular color, and I want to show it on model. I want people to see it in the wild. What is it going to look like? You can go UGC content here, but I usually focus on a nice hero image of the product. Let's see what we have inside of the PDP. That's a little too close up. I'm not liking that. Let's see on this one. Let's see. This may be okay, but we'll wait. I would say this is going to be a contender for sure for the product. So what I do is on the PDP, every site's going to be a little bit different, but I do copy image and then Command V to paste image in. And then I want to lead their eye to the right. So what I do is I do flip horizontal. And I am using a Wacom Intuos tablet. One of those tablets for designers. It does work really well when you're designing things like this, but you can use the trackpad if you need to. So then what I do is I click on this layer, and I'm going to create convert to smart object. Now what this is going to allow me to do is add filters on top. This is where we're going to add our photo editing and all of that. So I want to take this to the back. Now it's in the back, and I want to get it positioned in the right way first. And I want to make sure they can see the shorts. So that looks nice. And then what I'm going to do is now that I'm clicked on this layer, obviously we can't see this yet, but I'll make sure to get there. So we're going to do filter, add noise. Adding noise is going to make it a little more visually like a pleasing to the eye. It's just a little designer trick that I always do. You can see there's a little bit of noise, but when you zoom out, you don't really see it. It just looks a little more crisp. Then we're going to do camera raw filter. Now this is a game changer. I love doing this inside of Photoshop, just to bring photos to life. A lot of times you can, you see photos in the feed and when they're bright, they just pop. So we're going to make this one pop. So we'll increase that, and then we'll do increase shadow. And then we will go ahead and pump up the contrast a little bit, but mainly we will go up on clarity as well, and then saturation. Vibrance. We'll pump up the vibrance, and let's see how the blacks look. Bring those up just a little bit and texture up just a little bit. So now when we see this photo, it's going to really pop off of the screen. And now you can read this text again. And I would probably move this up here. So obviously the stars disappeared a little bit. This one has 232 reviews. So I pull that from there. 232 reviews. And I'm debating on whether I want to go white with this or not. So let me double click that. And what I do here is I double click that. I group them and I put a color overlay. So that way I can put a nice little, color change on it as I need to. And I can go back if I want to and see what actually looks better. So I'm going to get a 5-star PNG. So 5-star PNG, just because the one I was using from the site isn't transparent. So it was causing me to run into some issues there. Let's see. So what I'm looking for is a 5-star PNG, and then I'm going to put a color overlay on it. Let's see if this is the one I need. It's taking really long to load. That one's taking really long. Let's go ahead and go to this one. Nope, that one's not transparent. So what I'm looking for is one that has a transparent background. We may be able to just click in here and pull that one, but let's see if there's any on the front end that I can find for us. This one might be it. Yes, maybe. So I'm going to do the same thing I did in the other piece, is copy image, paste, perfect. So I always turn these into smart objects, because what that allows me to do is scale them down and up without getting real blurry. Nobody likes blurry images, especially in their feed. All right, let's see. And now that we have the color overlay set up there, we can easily and quickly apply that anywhere else we need. So bring that down just a little bit. Click all of these, and I click on this, and what it does is it centers everything. The human eye is deceiving, and it won't catch that type of stuff. It's not fully aligned. All right, and then I'm going to drag this color overlay effect onto the 5 stars, and there we go. So now we are set. So now what I do on the P, or from the PDP, the product display page, is say one short for all the ways you train. One short for all the ways you train. And when I do that, then I'm able to also start looking at some of the other details and see if there's one more photo that can be better used for this first slide. That one looks okay. Let's see, maybe one of these, just to make sure we don't have any other options that are better. And I can maybe move this image, back a little bit. This is a nice image. This kind of illustrates how much you can move in the shorts. Let's see. Yeah, I actually like this image a lot better for the first shot. And since we really want to focus on the shorts, we will zoom in a little more. And this is a lot more eye-catching. So what we're going to do is we're going to convert to Smart Object. And since we've already created these filters, we can simply hold Alt, click, and drag, and it will apply those filters to this layer. And we can tailor them as we need them, turning things up or down on the brightness, but at least we have that. So if I do a little before and after, you can see how it looks there. And then with the filter on it, obviously it looks a lot better. But I want to make sure that these pop out. So since these are all grouped, let me just name them as text. So since this right here is all grouped, what we can do is put on an outer glow, and that's going to make the text pop off of the back. So it's real subtle, but it does a lot for your eyes being able to read that better. So like if I turn off the outer glow and then I turn it on, it just adds like a separation layer between the two. And I'm just trying to think, do I want to put these below? I like it in the dark benches up there. It looks good. We'll keep it there. All right, yep, that looks nice. All right, so we did have an image back here. This one we can use in this slide. So I'm going to drag that across. You'll start to see why I love using artboards and why they're so versatile when you're looking at like building out ads. So there we go, right there. Let's bring it right to there. On this slide here, there it is. Sometimes you have to scale these down to get them into the ratio of that slide and then scale it back up. And this is going to be the slide where we put the testimonial in. And so I simply just do that, and I press Command and then left bracket, left bracket, left bracket, and it will send it backwards. Let's see. That's all the way back. And then that's nice. Yeah, that puts it right in the benches. Remember, we want to keep the shorts close up. Think about it. You're seeing this on your phone. It's real small as it is, and we want to make sure that people can see the product nicely in their feed as they're scrolling through this carousel. Okay. So we have that one. We'll work on the colors once we get there. First step is kind of laying everything out. Then we go over and we start touching stuff up. I just showed you how to edit the photos there just because I think that's a interesting piece, just to show you like, here's what we're going to do to all of our photos by the end. Now, these next three I reserve for the features. So those three next slides are things that I really want to focus on in the product. And a lot of times you can see these in the PDP. So here we have like different features they have. But remember, you can't have too much too much text in the image. So what I'm going to do is use these three callouts as my next three slides. Instead of just dragging it over and pasting it, I'm going to say, more stretch, More stretch. More stretch. I may even say stretch. Yeah, more stretch, stay dry. Perfect pockets. I'll keep perfect pockets. I would say made to stretch. And I would say um stay dry. Yeah, I'll just say stay dry. And then for this one, I'll say don't let sweat or spills weigh you down. And then we're gonna fill the back of these with an image in a sec. Perfect for the gym and around town. Made to stretch. And then we have perfect pockets and then colorways for every day. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Since we have 7 colorways, we could say colorways for every day. So I'm going to open a new tab, open a new tab. Let me know in the comments below if this is helpful for you. Make sure to subscribe to this video. I forgot to mention that in the beginning. And let me know if you like these videos where I go in depth in the Facebook ad creative and how I put all of that together. It's super helpful to get your feedback and hear what you think. So this one here, while these are all opening up, this one, okay. So what I'm going to do is basically on this slide, I'm going to do like a with all of the different images of the products on white. And then this one here, I just want to make sure that we can pop the back off. So I'm going to do an overlay. See, what is that? I don't know what that was. So we'll do gradient. And what this will be is a white gradient. So I just click G. I see that my gradient's set up here. It's set to 100. I'll start from over here and I'll just wipe it in like that. And then what I can do is hold Alt, click and drag and put a color overlay on this gradient. And then just make sure that we change that to white. And then that way we're able to make sure that this text pops. I want to say what momentum short owner, and then I'm going to put the person's name. So let's find a testimonial while we're at it. And we'll find one that's, you know, Nick W. So we'll say momentum short, Nick W says. I love these shorts, wear them for lounging around the house. And then we'll put that there. This looks like it may be a lot of text, so we'll see how that ends up working. And also, as I'm looking at that, I feel like that's just a lot of grain going on here. So I'm going to remove that and make sure that it still looks nice and like a good image. Okay, that's a little better. As far as the gradient on here goes, what I do sometimes is I'll hold shift and then I'll hold alt left or right, and then that way we get a little more there. And then as far as outer glow comes to these, okay, we have outer glow there. I think we are good on this one, so we'll leave this here. I just saved it. It's always a good rule of thumb to save things midway through. Now I'm going to build out the 3 different features here. So like we said, we have, the made to stretch. Actually, what we'll do is let's build out the different colorways. Let's get them all onto this slide here. One. I actually have a pair of these myself, by the way. These are phenomenal shorts, like my favorite shorts ever. If you're looking at them and you're like, these actually look pretty nice, like they're amazing. I read Peloton with them, do a bunch of stuff with them, and they are perfect. I think I have the granites, these right here. Right, so we'll keep pasting in our images. Should have 7. I think we have those already. We don't have these. Get ourselves, nope, we have those. These we don't have. These, no, and these are some bright shorts. All right. Have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and not 7. So maybe that one's 7. We have 7. So now what we're going to do is make sure they're all aligned. And then make sure we scale this one down to the size about of those. Okay. Great. Okay, so now we have all of these. What I'm going to start doing is building that circle out. So we're going to have 7, right? So it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, we won't be able to do that. Let's see how we can. I think if we do a 3 on top, 4 on the bottom split, that would look nice. Just want to walk you through how I'm thinking about laying this out as I'm doing it. So the goal here is just for them to see that we have different colorways. It's not as much for them to see like the close-ups. All right. And we want to make sure that colors that are there look good together. All right, so we'll bring these down and then we'll do 4 down here, but I'll probably shift it off a little bit. All right. Let's see. All right. All right, let's see. And then what we can do to make it a little more fun is just off shift these. No, that does not look good, obviously. You can tell just by seeing that little layout, but then we can just realign them like that. So I just click on these to realign them. You can do center, you can do, align that way, top, bottoms, anything you really wish you can do that way. So let's see if we can do a circle now that I'm looking at it. It might actually be possible. No. All right, let's do this though. Let's make sure that we can. These nightshades don't look purple either. I may have to touch up the colors on those a bit. Let's see, we'll do 4 and then all right, let's line these back up and we will call that a day. What about this? Think I found something, guys. All right. Boom. Okay, that's going to look a lot better. Give them more space to breathe. And let's make sure these guys are aligned. And to make sure these ones, we'll blow these up a little bit. These are the best sellers right here. And those guys look a little tiny compared to the ones next to them. Let's blow these up. Right, and then as far as these, we'll just go convert to smart object. And I'll do a quick brightening of these ones just because I want to make sure that they can tell the difference between purple and black. There's those, and then we'll do a clarity. That's a little too much. Click on the plus and you're able to zoom in. So those are looking better. And then let's just pump up the vibrance and saturation. And shadows will bring them out a lot. There we go. See, now you can see the colors. And I wonder how it will look if we do that to a few of our others. Let's see which one that one was. Let's see. Hopefully it's the top left. Yep. Yeah, it actually does look great across our other items. So I'm going to make the call to convert all these to smart object. And then we can copy that layer and paste it across to all different shorts. Make sure that they really pop. Make sure that they look good. Because remember, guys, we're going to put this creative together once, and it is going to reach tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, based on your budget. And you want to make sure that you have, really dialed in every single piece you can of this creative to make it as good as you possibly can to ensure that the creative did or did not work. It's never a good idea to kind of do things halfway and then think, okay, well, the ad just didn't work, but not give your creative all you can. I learned this the hard way, trust me, spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on Facebook ads. And I'm just realizing more and more that you really have to have that standout creative if you're going to be able to see the results you want to. Even if you get okay results with mediocre creative, imagine how much better your results would be with great creative. So as you can see, I'm just holding all, by the way, and then dragging that over the layer. And then I'm looking here to see okay, which ones has it and which ones don't have it yet. And it looks like that's all of them. So as you can see, it really makes the shorts pop a lot more than they were previously before, applying this. This one, I may want to dial it down a little bit. Those are some bright shorts now. All right, I'm just gonna go double click on this, and then I'm just gonna bring down the shadow a little bit, probably, and maybe a little bit on the exposure. But the other shorts look phenomenal. I'm really pleased with the way these came out. So let's bring down this, and then let's bring down this by 10. All right, that's a lot better. There we go. A little save break. We're going to save it, and we will keep going in a sec. I'm so tempted. My eyes keep telling me that I can do a circle, but I can't. It doesn't look good. And then even for this, I'll say every day of the week. All right. So we have most of our slides completed. This last one is usually a UGC piece. Um, and then these three are the features. So let's go ahead and do the UGC piece, and then we'll go into the next one. And the reason I like hopping around is because I'm able to get a taste of all the different colors. Remember, oh, I have all these other pieces I'm working with, and make sure to incorporate them. That's a nice looking shot right there. We'll see if we can use a more prominent color. This I want to use for my last shot. Copy image. And if your clients don't have these shots on their product display pages, I'm sure that you can also search their Instagram feed to find comparable images to use and things like that. This one's actually pretty nice too. All right, so let's go ahead and finish this last one up. I always like this last one to be kind of like a guarantee. This one we're going to let them run off. So we're going to do a flip horizontal. You just right click to do that. And this one here is going to be built for the long haul. And then let's just make sure to do our convert object. And the thing here is showing like, hey, these are, built to last. These shorts will last you a long time. And also just for this, like we've shown a lot of a lot of shots where people are, working out in a stadium and things like that. We're going to do some close-up shots, but I also want to show shots where we're out in the wild, showing the outdoors side of the brand. So let's go ahead and click on this image and then this filter. And what we're going to do is bring down that saturation a little bit, bring down maybe some of the brightness, because that's just popping a little too hard for my liking. Let's go ahead and do the blacks too. Let's bring those up. And then let's bring down that clarity a little bit and that vibrance. And the saturation up just a little bit. I think it might even be the temperature of this photo that's getting me off. So we want to go up to the yellow a little bit. And then let's look at highlights. Might be it as well. And the whites are just so bright. And then let's bring up the shadows just a little bit. So it looks a little more natural, a little bit more like, hey, we're going on a run. Looks a lot better to me there. Great. I think that looks good. I'm just trying to see if there's any improvements I can make to it. I think I might want to go in, just completely go in on this one. Because like we said, we want to show the short, not as much the model wearing the short. All right, so we have all of these lined up, and now we just need the three shots here. So we have made to stretch. So we need a shot showing the stretch. Are going to be more of a humanized shot. Then we're going to do stay dry. So for the stay dry, what I'm thinking is kind of using the background image here where it's wet, but then zooming in so much that you can't see any of the text that's already overlaid on this. That might do it right there. Let's see if we can get a better shot. I kind of like though how they have the tag in the back. That looks nice. All right, we'll keep that one. Um, and then the outer glow is there. I might want to pump that up a little bit. Let's see. Okay, let's see. We'll take this down to 5. And we'll bring these down. All right. And then we'll do perfect pockets now. So let's make sure we have this image in there correctly. All right. We'll do the made to stretch actually. Just keep them moving in order. So we're almost there, guys. About, I would say about 3 more minutes and we are done. So for the flex, that's a nice shot for flex. But since we've already used that for the first image, let's go ahead and look through some of our other images. This actually would be phenomenal, showing just how much you can move in these shorts and how good they are for working out. All right, so we're going to copy that. We're going to paste that. You guys already know the drill. We're going to go ahead and take this, open it there. We're going to make it into a smart object. And then we're going to simply copy and paste over our effects from the previous photo. So how we do that is hold Alt, hold on to filters, go up there and click and drop it. Let me actually show you another trick that we can do. So by the way, if you didn't know, Command Z is how you go back in Photoshop. But what we can do here is right click and so you go to copy. Now I'm losing it. See, I tried to show you guys something and I'm not able to show you. How do I do this? Let's see. All right, so usually I go, never mind. I don't think I can do it with this. All right, so yeah, just hold Alt, fail. Just hold Alt and go up here, let it drop onto the image you want. So I'm basically pulling this filter and putting it onto the second image. And let's see what that does to it. Boom. Really makes it pop, really brings it to life, and shows that these shorts are made to stretch. Now, we want to show the stretchability up close up. If we were selling these shirts and pushing the shirts in these ad, we'd show those. But I think just doing the short there allows the user to be able to see how this looks. And then I may just slightly move the text over to the left just to give you a better view of where everything should be, and kind of make it look a little more aesthetically pleasing, and taking the text off of the buttocks. Let's see. Made to stretch. So let's align that to the left, and then we match these both up to the left. All right, so we'll put these right here. And then what we'll do is we're gonna let's drop this back just a little bit. So we're just using the number key, so I can go 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. What that's doing is it's changing the opacity here, you can see. And then what I have is a background that's black. So what it does is it just lets that seep through essentially. Instead of using color overlays, which is another option on how to do this, I prefer doing it this way. as it allows me more flexibility to make sure I get the text popping off the way I think it should. So that color is pretty aligned with this color here, which I like. And then now we just need the pocket shot and we are ready to look at all of these. So let's go ahead and look at a color we haven't really looked at too much. Maybe here. I want to highlight that back pocket. That's a nice pocket there. But I want to see, do we want to go close up like this? Or do we want to keep it more in the wild? We'll test them both and see. Maybe not the black because you can't really see those too well. Maybe the color like this, but we already have that color. So we may end up going to the blue. We've already used those. Purple, I don't really love this color. I'm not going to lie. This photo is actually really nice, though, for the last shot. So see, this whole process should be pretty fluid, and you should be able to kind of, take and pull shots as needed. Luckily, they have really amazing photography on these photos. I know not every brand will, but it's something to strive for. It's something to at least let your brands know, your e-commerce brands, let them know, hey, here's something, if we actually started using better images, here's things I can do on the marketing side to improve these if we take the quality of our images up. So this is copying over the filter from the previous image that was here, the real natural look. That looks a lot better. I'm really pleased with that one. And I might even want to bring the brightness up on these a little bit. Let's see. This is a great looking ad. I'm real happy with this and I'd love to see, yeah, this looks good. Kind of want to just bring that there. There we go. All right. All right. We're just going to bring the brightness up on this a little bit, and then we will finish up the pocket shot. I promise. I just can't let this one go without being, pretty close to like dialed in as we can get it. So let's go. That's way too bright. So we can go even. Let's bring up the shadows. I think that may get me what I'm looking for. It looks like a sunrise. It's looking good. We may need to bring this down a little bit. That's a little too bright. That's a nice color. That's the color I'm looking for. Let's see. As far as clarity goes too, bring out the clarity. And let's, boom, money. Can't really see built for the long haul too well. We may need to bring that up a little bit. Great. And then let's do the perfect pocket shot. Now we're going to flood this with an image, not these. Let's check out these. This might be our image here. If not, I'm probably going to go with the blue. That has a nice, that's the shot I want. It's going to probably, yep, we made it. Okay. Boom. Let's paste that in. Let's open that up all the way. And maybe if we have a shot, I don't know if I think they have one of keeping your phone in your wallet safe, like having a close up of with the phone in there in that back pocket. That shot doesn't look natural, which is why I don't want to use it for instead of like one of these. Do we have a phone in pocket shot here? Ah, that looks nice. But I really want to highlight that hidden back pocket because that's super key, especially when running. Like I've been putting my stuff in this pocket. It's so amazing. So we'll keep this pocket focused there. We can actually tilt that. Whoa. Okay, that's what I'm looking for there. And there. Looks really weird though. We may need to bring the text down and that might do it for us. But it just looks like a gash. It's kind of weird. Okay, that looks better. I can see the nice stitching. And then we can flood, maybe even let that overlap into the next shot. That might be a nice little touch. Let's get it into this shot here. See how that looks when we go up. Will it work? And then can we fade this? So we'll put a layer on that. Make sure to save. And then G, and then we'll just gradient that out. And then let's move this over here. There, and then we can maybe scale this whole thing down a little bit. And then move it up. And then with these, I would probably do a color overlay on those. Yeah, it's not gonna work to fade it over. It's just not it's not really that like good looking when we do that. All right, so we'll do this and then let's go back. So I did 7, meaning that's the background color. And then let's make sure these are aligned. Good. Boom. We are done. So these 3, now we can see them all across the board. So that is how we create a Facebook ad carousel using a product display page for e-commerce site. So this is a great way to, create amazing ads that go really deep on your flagship products. I recommend doing this for your 3 to 5 best sellers. So first off, we start off with an eye-catching image, highlight the reviews, how many reviews it has, and then just use a tagline. This one is one short for all the ways you train. Then we go into the 3 features of the product and then begin to show just really like the different elements. So we have different colorways here. You can, change these as you need, come up with your own versions of this. The goal here was just to show you how deep you can go into a specific product and give people an experience and actually increase your return on ad spend just by spending another hour or 2 on your ads. And so then this one goes into a testimonial that you can pull from your reviews. And then this is your last one, your last image, which is built for the long haul for us. This can be a warranty that you have, anything like that. So hopefully this video was helpful. Like I said, halfway through the video, make sure to let me know what you learned from this video, if you're applying anything, if you have any questions, and also if you like these type of videos when it comes to creating Facebook ad creative. This is something, I found that it helps a lot when I'm putting together campaigns. If I'm making optimizations, that may take hours as well, just to go through a campaign, see what's working, what's not. Why not spend that time on the front end, build great creative that can stand the test of time and really make a great impression on the people who don't even take action and purchase, but they've seen your brand and said, like, those are amazing shorts. Like, if you're not convinced with this carousel, you probably never will be, versus us just doing an ad, that's essentially like this. And it's just like shorts, for all the ways you train. But if you see something like this, it's like we actually stand behind, what we believe, and we've taken the time to create an amazing carousel with everything you ever need to know about our product. All right, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video.